Yeah. I mean, I already knew how to win a belching contest, but this would have been easier. Pepsi and salt. That's what you do. As you get older, your character sheet looks more and more like a D&D character sheet. Just like, why is that here? Thought it was me.
Pepsi and salt actually doesn't sound that bad.
No, it's not the worst ever, but it is like the whole point of doing this is to belch.
Yeah.
So.
Or you could do Mentos and... I don't know. Would Mentos and Pepsi make you belch?
You don't want to do that in your stomach. That's bad.
Mentos and Pepsi may make your stomach rupture. Don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stomach ruptures
are bad. I haven't experimented. Not too interested. I'm already good at getting covered in random sodas and stuff. I don't really need to do it intentionally. Oh, I just need a Tyvek suit. Anyway, I'm ready to keep battling whenever y'all is.
Yep.
If you want the big eruption, it needs to be Diet Coke.
Okay. Good to know.
It'll fizz with any soda because of the carbonation, but if you want the explosion, it needs to be Diet Coke.
Not Diet Pepsi?
Correct.
Important.
I didn't catch any of that.
None of it was important. I was just saying words. Waiting for Thomas to let us know when we're ready, do an intro, and actually, finish this battle that Allison's been waiting a week for.
The button's been pushed. Let's do this.
All right. Ready? Pause for edit. Look at the camera. All right. Hi! Welcome back to Starfall, our Game Breakers media-infused Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure featuring the Lasers and Liches 2.0 Test Wave Supplement. We left our players in media rest. We are ready to go. It is friendly, has just become friendly with a couple of questionable people looking for information on a Sphinx and a Wanari. He knows something you don't unless you watched the last season, in which case you know it too. And Allison's Sumosaurus names, they exist, is, about to lay some hurt on, I think. I believe it was your turn in the initiative round.
It was.
Excellent. So I will move into grapple and for a throw. Ooh. Got 28.
They are unsuccessful at opposing that.
All right, and then all right, so I am going to lift him and then slam his stomach into my knee.
Oh! Got him on both sides.
And they're unable to use breath weapons for the next minute. And they take 7 points of bludgeoning.
7
damage.
Points of bludgeoning?
Yeah, I rolled a 7 on that D8.
As you slam that into their their stomach, they out, and their eyes roll back into their head and they flop lifelessly to the ground. Your crowd goes wild, just stomping madly. The ref is screaming for control, and all of the Xenon fans are shining their mirrors into his eyes to try and wake him up. And there's a count of 3, and you win the tournament of the Sands.
Yeah.
Good job, Sumosaur. Meanwhile, Empress is just staring and trying to avoid the light.
Quite an uncomfortable thing.
Yes.
Sumosaur, as the winner of this, you get a chunk of money. You get a
Cool.
title. Which I will totally write down at some point, because I can't just improv it. I'm so sorry. I tried.
TVA.
Yeah, TVA. It's got sand in it somewhere. Who knows?
That sounds uncomfortable.
Oh no. My brain is like, the sand cracks! No. Bad one. You will get some loot, a title, and you also get all the beverages you want from this establishment for the next 24 hours, and a place to stay here that you don't
no.
have to pay for. Oh no?
I mean, my character is very thrilled. As a player, I know that my flaw is drinking.
Why, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know if they have all you can drink.
They will certainly try, though. And
So,
you will not have to pay your entry fee into the next round of bouts which occur elsewhere, which we will get to. I know the answer to that one. It's just, it'll come. Don't worry.
all right.
Because right now is for celebrating. And your fans, knowing that you've won, they want to hang out, dude.
Yes, and Sumosaur is more than happy to hang out with fans and take pictures if anyone has camera tech mixed in with all this. And sign autographs, and he's very friendly and engaged with the fans, and immediately starts drinking.
Sato the Bulldozer and the other folks you faced, one of whose names I forgot because I threw the piece of paper away. Another one was named Iconic. We didn't actually see them on screen. But the other people you faced and the other fighters, those who failed, have been healed. There's some healing. They're still a little beat, but they're alive. And Sato will come and congratulate you on your win very respectfully.
He's not pouty or anything.
He is honored to have lost to a good opponent. It was a good fight.
Yeah,
Well,
and in Sumosaur replies in kind. It was an honor to fight such a formidable opponent.
We do the arm clasp where you shake each other's forearms or something.
Mm-hmm.
What offers to buy you a drink, and then as a joke, buy you a drink.
Let me buy you a drink.
Hey, yeah. So everything's above board. Everyone here is all the wrestlers here are professionals of some stripe, at least. This was a circuit. This was a broadcast match, even though it probably was maybe broadcast somewhere. I don't know.
At least streamed.
Friendly.
Arcane Eye.
While that's all happening, what were you doing?
Uh, right between as the roar dies down and the crowd goes in, and the minute elapses on his detect thoughts, he will get nearer those two, and the one he has it on, he will end detect thoughts and use that to fuel a suggestion spell as per his channel divinity. And he will call out towards him, like in the noise, kind of under the din. You cannot trust your companion. When it comes time to fight, side with me. And he automatically fails that because he failed the roll against the detect thoughts. So that compulsion will last for 8 hours.
Nice.
You're the worst player. Awesome.
and then I will just sort of like in a corner in the crowd cast an actual detect thoughts. And I'm looking
Before you do that,
Okay.
just briefly before you do that, and you may not want to do that. We'll find out.
All right.
Tuesday. What you doing?
I was sitting there getting
Poop face.
tipsy, and now my tolerance is too high for that off of one drink.
Okay, yeah.
Getting lighter and watching dinosaurs fight.
Honestly, same. Just
Like
that sounds like such a good night.
like the camera goes over to her and she's full like one arm over the back of the chair, one hand on the drink, just as reclined as you can get in stadium seating, and just like watching the hell out of this.
As the crowd goes into the room, Freed is trying to exit the room and come back and find you, Friendly. Empress, you see a Wanari moving his way through the crowd. He looks, his clothes are a little ragged, a little dusty going on there, but he's got a bright spark about his eyes, and he is moving his way through the crowd back to the bar area. You recall what your mission is, yes?
Yes.
Cool.
I follow him to see if he is the one I am.
You don't have a one, you have any.
Okay.
As just because I'm not 100% sure I was excellent at communicating this, I will re-communicate because there's no problem with over-communication. The group that you are part of, the Creature Syndicate, they see humanoid, animalistic humanoids like the Wanari and the Saren and the Dragonborn and the Tabaxi as sort of cousins. They're your friends in spirit, brothers in spirit.
I don't. I said this when I was telling you about my character, but Empress does not trust any species of anything unless it's an awakened animal.
Okay, to a degree, the company you work for does, or the rebellion that you're work for. Both company and work for are the wrong word there. The rebellion that you're part of does and is seeking help specifically from the Wanari that they know are in this area. So any Wanari might be a way in. Okay?
Okay.
Cool. Freed comes back to you, Friendly, all like, oh man, you missed a great fight. They just, and is mostly not words and gestures about how, and then and then whoosh.
So having just cast Detect Thoughts, Friendly will just be like smiling, "That's great, Freed," and he'll get right in, put his hand on his chest, put his other hand on the back of his neck, and just lean right into to his ear. "Have you betrayed me to the salvation, my friend?" And I have Detect Thoughts up.
He is like shocked and offended that you would say that.
In his
Like,
true mind? Okay.
In his true mind, like, how dare you?
And then I will just like give his nose a nuzzle, push him back a little bit, and say, someone here has. I've set up an ambush in 2 hours. Find agents who aren't Wanari. We'll get to the bottom of this.
You want me to do the talking? By the way, Thomas, I found Freed's character sheet. He's a barbarian. Heads up.
Great. that is exactly what I was hoping he would be. and I'll just be like, I've got this handled. When it's time, you'll do your thing.
Where?
We've got rooms. I was doing that while you were out playing. I got you taken care of, buddy.
I was what? It was a. I learned some
heard
things about
every
fighting.
ounce of that scaly mess. It sounded beautiful. Nobody died though. So
Scaly.
I was doing my thing.
Is a Saren offended if you think they have scales?
I don't know.
Allison gets to decide. So, Freed, just like, okay, I'm fine. Okay, so he's scanning the room looking for people who look like they might know what to do in a fight.
Yeah, just find some people that aren't Wunari or Salvation. You can do it. And then I will go about milling about the crowd.
Allison said Tabaxi and Sarens, etc., are the Care Bear cousins to awakened animals, and that is absolutely correct. You got what I was laying down perfectly. Right heart raccoon. Anyway. Are you trying to be stealthy, Empress?
No.
Okay. So as scanning the room, he sees a flying snake watching him.
Just like, I'm watching you, I need to talk to you, but I'm too afraid of the people to come down.
Well, remember, snakes don't have really facial expressions, so you're just...
They have body language.
Yeah. You gotta do all of that with motion.
Yeah, well, I'm
No
flicking my tail anxiously, like I don't want to come down. I'll get crushed.
So you're up, little. Alright.
I'm up.
Like, how far up are you? The ceiling is only about, it's like, it was 15 in the bar area. It's more like 12. Like, it's still tall, because, maybe you have to serve a half giant sometimes, but...
I'm about a foot above the crowd.
Okay. So definitely sees you in this, like, what? Like, sees you seeing him, sees him seeing you, and you see each other seeing each other. And kind of like... at you. Did you see that?
No.
So he kind of... waves at you.
I
Yeah, my
flip
hand.
my tail in a hello motion. And
But he sees that you're waving at him. Oh, he like, oh, hey, yeah. I made a puppy dog character, apparently. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. It's just she's going to be like, should I trust them? But ugh, this is my mission.
Hi.
I hiss, hello.
Why are you watching me?
Because it's my mission to find a Wanari, any Wanari, to get help. I wasn't told much.
Well, we need some help first. I'm not really the decision maker. You want to help us?
She sort of snake shrugs and is like, sure. why not?"
She sort of snake shrugs.
I can't talk, apparently. Apparently, talking is something I cannot do.
Okay, and he like motions for you to come closer so that he can speak to you quietly.
I come about an inch away from his face.
Which is like, oh, there's a snake in my face. Okay. There's this human mammal reaction to reptiles. Okay, neat. Like, oh, you're faster than I thought. That's really interesting. So there are rooms outside. Meet us at the rooms in like 2 hours. We'll be outside. And, help out. And then we'll talk about helping you. Sound like a plan?
She nods and then hisses, I could just hide in your clothes. I don't feel like trying to find you.
Can you look like really kind of threatening and cool while you do it? Like just like hang out?
She nods and is like, sure, I can hiss at nearby people. Yes.
All right. Yeah. I like this already. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Do you need me to like buy you a mouse or something?
She shakes her head and is like, no, I can feed myself, thank you very much.
What? Just, friendly offering. So like wing, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody likes looking cool.
Yeah. She warily goes into his clothes, peeking her head out, and starts hissing as threateningly as a itty bitty tiny snake can do.
He's like, you don't have to hiss the whole time. Just like, when somebody's a jerk.
She nods and is like, okay, fine. Rests her head on his shoulder, extremely uncomfortable.
And he's just like, yes. So, Freed has a winged snake on his shoulder now. Telescoping snake. This is now Freed. Everyone feels cool with a snake around their neck. It's just, unless you're afraid of snakes. But the rest of us, anyway. All right. So, and he comes back over friendly. Did you do anything in that interim? Because he's going to come find you.
I'm focusing detect thoughts on any Winari in the crowd.
You were the only Winari in the crowd.
Oh. Shit, am I the traitor? Did I do something while I was asleep again? No.
It's always the last person you suspect.
No other Winari in the crowd. In that case, I'll just scan for. I mean, I have to focus it on individuals. Can I read the crowd with maybe an insight check or something to see if anybody's paying any extra attention to these salvation types?
Roll me an insight check.
14.
So, whoops. There we go. So there are. I have to slow brain it a little bit. I'm sorry.
It's fair.
So there are a couple of orcs who look maybe half orcs, maybe both. They mostly look like dust right now. It's not a super clean interior. And maybe some suds, maybe a little mud. Dressed in a way that definitely suggests that they trek through the desert with some frequency. They are not merely travelers along the route. They spend a lot of time out here. And they seem to be very aware of really anyone wearing a mask.
Okay. I'll focus detect thoughts on the one that looks like he's in charge. She's in charge.
She's in charge.
Okay.
Good catch. Hi, GNC. She is doing this, trying not to be noticed that she's noticing. But when she does see them, what you get from her head is a there they are, and the desire to get paid because they want to get out of here because there are too many people in this tiny ass little place. And it isn't tiny, but that sense of like, I'm used to being outside in the desert. This is tiny.
I'll do just like a quick scan of her companions, see if any of them are thinking other things like that, like an amount they're getting paid or what they're.
Mostly they're thinking about food, beverages, sins of the flesh.
I love how you phrase it, just sins of the flesh.
They're not, they're just here for whatever.
You mean pork rinds?
Yeah, that is definitely chicharrones, definitely sins of the flesh.
Now I want pork rinds, dang it.
Awkward.
Made me want pork rinds, David.
That is my power.
Have that printed on a t-shirt. I make you want pork rinds.
Why did my mind go that way? Why?
I will get a double order of pork rinds, go up to their table and say, hey, I ordered way too many. You guys want this? You look like you've been traveling. Where do you come from? And I'm just detecting thoughts.
They are super excited to be eating these with you. While they tell you that story, Freed, sees you doing this thing. It's like, oh, we're not talking to him now. Goes back to searching and sees Miss Badass, who is just like, you know how cats are made of liquid, right? She's got a sassy liquid in a chair with a beverage. Like, yes, I made a liquid, but I could claw your face off in 2 seconds.
Nice.
It's a kind of liquid that is clearly aware of the room.
Yeah. And I'm assuming with this you weren't being, like, intentionally being stealthy, right?
No, I'm off the clock.
Okay. So, a sort of ragged-looking Winari with a snake telescoping from inside its clothes on the shoulder walks over and slides a chair around backwards and sits down on it and says, hey, what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, you look cool.
Which of you should I address?
Oh, I'm the one asking. This is,
Sorry.
I didn't actually ask your name. What's your name? He
She
says
look-
to you.
She looks up at him and is like, you finally realize I am Empress, with a dramatic flair. Because
Like wings go foof.
like wings go floof. My stylist went flying.
Accidentally, like, smack him in the face, and he's like, okay.
And her head goes back like, I am Empress.
See, that's why I asked.
This is Empress. I'm Freed. What's your name? Thomas, what did
Tuesday.
you say your clan name was?
God Hunter.
What?
God Hunter.
Okay. I'm Freed Godhunter. What's your name?
Me? Tuesday.
That's an interesting name.
Yes.
There's a lot of those around here.
Yes.
What are you doing here? Are you like,
I was watching the fight, but it ended.
great fight. Oh, it was so cool. Who were you rooting for?
I didn't really have a dino in that fight. I was just sort of watching the action.
Man, I really like. I thought the shiny was really cool, but like, man, the calmness of the dinosaur person. He would say Saren. The calmness of the Saren, that was something. If you have food in front of you, he's eating it, which is why I'm chewing while doing this.
I do not. I grabbed my drink and I headed to the arena.
All right, well, let me swallow that. He like
And she does actually have shades on, so you cannot read her eyes at all.
perfect. He is in no way like freaked out by this. He's just. What was your favorite part? Like, oh, I really loved that first like into the ground with the poof and the dust and the.
It was a hell of a finisher, to be honest.
Right? Just the flop, 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 and everyone. Ah!
A lot of disappointed fans.
Oh, and also a lot of. I mean, comes with the territory of being a fan, I guess.
Yeah.
Empress is glaring at Freed because he's pretty much yelling in her ear, and she's like,
What?
He doesn't notice.
I don't mean this in a rude way at all. Just, what do you want?
Oh, right. He leans in, like a really obvious lean. So we need some help. There's gonna be a fight, and we need some help fighting.
Are you the good guys or the bad guys?
Thomas, did Friendly tell him it was the Salvation?
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that we'd been betrayed to the Salvation. That's the...
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I don't know that there's just good and bad in the world.
Good guys. Okay, sure.
They are trying to, like, kill
Tuesday said this.
all of our people. So, you know.
Diamond 5 people were talking. I didn't catch a word of that.
They are trying to, like, kill all of our people. So.
Yeah, I already said I'm in. What's gonna happen? What do you need?
2 hours from now, near the rooms, we will be out there. They will be out there. There will be fighting.
Point out to me who I shouldn't shoot.
Oh, the other Winari and her
Okay.
right now.
And Empress. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
and as I was saying, because I don't know if everyone heard me, while Tuesday was saying, okay, good guys, because Freed was still being way too loud for Empress, she smacked him behind the back of his head with her wing as a warning that if you don't shut up, I'm gonna bite you.
Don't put your head next to my mouth. Jeez. How about, like, be like over here? Actually, you know what? I mean, it's cool. You can just hang however's comfortable for you. How about that? Whatever works for you.
Is there anything else I needed to know? She like in a little argument.
Their henshin. We're not. Who else do you think I should ask?
I officially know no.
At this point, I speak up just as an opinion.
Hold on a second, Jocelyn. Hold on. David, I think you froze for part of that.
I said I don't know anyone here. I don't live here.
Oh, okay.
And
Thanks.
say, just as an opinion, I think you should ask the giant suit Saren. He looks tough. I like him.
Oh, that's such a good. I like you. That
Are
is
they
such
gonna
a good
want?
idea.
Are they gonna want to help right after a fight?
I don't know, but worth asking.
Just pointing it out. Athletes tend to like to take the night off.
Empress shrugs and is like, it's worth asking. And besides, I like them. They look like a big fluffy teddy bear.
Well, I mean, not really fluffy.
Sure.
Leathery.
I glare at Freed like, shut up.
Shrug.
Weird-ass
And you,
teddy bear.
bounce with the shrug. All right. It's good to meet you Tuesday, and I'll see you tonight. Puts his hand out for a shake.
Yeah, shake his hand.
Okay. And then trying to pile his way through the crowd.
That, by the way, that whole time she had her hand on her hip that just read attitude, but it's also right next to her holster. Just, you never know how these conversations are gonna go.
And Empress notices this and is watching you the whole time with one eye because, again, she trusts nobody.
Freed
Unless
just
they're like an
didn't
animal.
care to know. He's a nice guy. How are you related to this guy, Friendly? Anyway.
And what
So- Freed tries to pile his way through the fans and is just not being very successful because, man, Sumo fans may know a thing or two about taking up space. Friendly, while he's trying to dig his way through fans, you're talking up some orcs and half-orcs.
I move it through as quick as possible because I'm still ticking down time on my detect thoughts spell. So after they start to after the first sentence they say after oh, where'd you come by?
They've they think of there's a urge for being in open air and desert landscapes. And they, oh, we're part of we're they say in some appropriately gruff way that they're part of the landscape.
Oh yeah, kind of like a sphinx. I'm gonna ping.
You only get a ping from the leader.
Okay.
The other ones are just well, that's a weird fucking thing to say. But the leader, you've got the emotional feeling of hackles being raised, what does he know?
And then I put my fist out and go, legendary, right? Because the Sphinx is... I'll just go, thanks guys,
Yeah.
enjoy the pork rinds. And then... Because the Sphinx is a legend, and he just goes to...
Yeah, I got it. The leader is doing this one eyebrow. So the camera sees the leader. She's doing this one eyebrow raise, watching you go back through the crowd. Huh.
Hey.
I love the blah 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 code word. So anyway, Rosebud.
All right, so I've got one team pinged. Next, I'm going to go to the barkeep and have them ring the bell to buy a round for the house, and have look at Freed and or am I nearby him?
He was coming back to you after being unsuccessful of trying to get through this crowd to get your help doing it.
Okay, so I'm gonna call him over as I'm getting towards the bar, and and when he gets close, I'm like, "This one's on you. Call it out for the resistance. I'm gonna watch the crowd."
I mean, okay, deal, but I need your help after this.
Yeah.
So he rings the bell and goes, how do you do that? I've never done this in a bar. I'm not that rich.
Rounds for the house.
Yeah, you gotta talk to the bartender. The barkeep rings the bell, and then usually you yell something, and everybody loves you for 20 seconds, and then they all forget your name.
Yeah. Just get married. It's cheaper.
I love that you asked all four of us how to act in a bar, and she's the one that responded.
Don't ask me how I know this. It is too
I am
many.
Montana.
I'm just going
What
to
are you
assume you watch more TV than I do. We'll go with that.
No,
I read way more fan fictions
No,
than
no, just
Anyway.
if somebody gives you an out, just take it. Be like, yep, that's why.
Wait, there's the
I didn't
door.
ask.
Everyone knows what AO3 was. We were there before you. Anyway,
You-
we
You kids and your rock music.
despise rock music.
Is it me? Am I?
Anyway,
Touch?
this is not a
No.
music conversation, or it's gonna get real weird.
All right.
Real weird.
So I will be making
So-
an intentional insight check along the crowd, and
All right.
watching for anybody who does not seem into it, who may also be paying attention to the crowd or to the salvation.
So Freed does this. Most people are like the people who are clearly here traveling. Wait, actually, you need to roll that check first.
Yes.
My bad.
Only 11, which makes it. Scroll. 17.
Most of the sumo fans just sort of seem to cheer because cheering is a thing.
Because there's things involved.
Yeah. You get a couple of smatterings of a few different groups that do a cheer like they actually understand with that, like, my voice is gonna be yes, and I'm gonna drink a thing. The two groups that you've pinged before, the Salvation and the Orcs, like, do the, like, I'm in a crowd cheer, drink, and that's it.
Okay. Did anyone look too enthusiastic?
Freed?
Okay.
Also, probably, yeah, Freed looked too enthusiastic, as I'm assuming, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, did Sumosaurus. Allison?
Yes.
Sumosaurus too enthusiastically cheering because you can enthusiastically cheer, and mostly because you're drunk at this point?
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Yes, I Sumo cheers and takes the drinks offered.
What was your response, Tuesday?
Am I in this room?
Yeah.
If you want to be.
Bar.
This is the bar. If you're still in the bar, yes.
Is the bar where the... I thought I was in the arena.
We've all moved to the bar after the arena because they're cleaning up in there now.
Oh, yeah. It, phoned in, but
Mm-hmm.
more to not freak out. Just like, great.
Like, I'm drinking in a bar. Somebody cheers like, hey, happy birthday.
Hey, yeah. Belzebub. Go Giants, whatever.
All right.
Happy quinceañera.
So, you don't want a quinceañera at a bar. No. Maybe a dos quinceañera, tres quinceañera, but yeah, anyway. So Freed then leans to you and like, all right, help me get the Sumosaurus.
All right.
He's so cool. And if he helps us, oh,
Get
so
your
cool.
autograph book out. Let's go. Have you found anyone else?
Tuesday?
Oh yeah. There's Tuesday who's over there and like gestures at Tuesday, and Empress who's right here.
The bounty hunter.
Empress waves with the wing lazily, like, I don't know why I agreed, but here I am.
The Bounty
Oh,
hunter?
is she
A
a bounty
freedom
hunter?
fighter?
I don't know.
A
Cool.
prize wrestler? I think we could do worse. Let's go talk to
How,
what's that?
How did you know she's a bounty hunter?
how do you know I'm a bounty hunter?
I was
Did you
there when
detect
you
thoughts
turned
too
in your
long?
bounty. I sat there and listened to that whole exchange. I was sitting at the bar.
Uh,
He was. That's true.
Friendly values knowledge.
and I did not bother to whisper.
Why would you bother to whisper that you turned in a bounty? That's a terrible way to do business.
Yeah.
Hey, here, money. Neat. I'm successful.
Yeah.
Give me your bounties.
This guy's annoying me. Take him and give me my money.
I mean, that is pretty much what you said.
Even if you had been quiet, he wasn't.
No.
Poor
He was
Joe.
Well,
quiet in.
let's approach Sumasaur. You said.
Sumosaurus, they just won the fight. Like,
Ah,
oh,
good,
they're
the winner. Good call.
Mm.
I mean, I'd take the loser too.
Well, we can ask them next if Sumosaurus says no.
Sure,
But I
probably
can't
less
get through the
strong.
crowd because, I mean, look at him. And it's just like body and body and body deep. Just all these people trying to have their moment with Sumosaurus. And they all, or many of them, know to bring a beverage with them.
Okay. Uh, friendly. Just kind of like cracks his knuckles, gives a little bit, and then uses thaumaturgy to do the like om bong. And he puts his hands in the sign of the code, and takes a step forward and just expects the crowd to part from him and makes eye contact with Sumasaur.
Chris notice has been staring at Frank this entire time and is glaring at him simply because.
Oh. And just
So-
cut through the crowd that way.
And this is happening like you expect, but that you guys can roll this out. Here you go.
Bow. Many congratulations on your victory. I am here to grant you the blessings of the code and ask for your service.
Thank you for the congratulations. Many hard hours of training with my master went in to that victory.
I can
What?
see that.
What service?
Only what you've shown here today. The talents you've shown are all I require. But first, the blessings of the code. And I will begin a ceremony ritual. I'm going to look that up because there's a bunch of options on it. But it's going
This
to...
Sumasaur is not quite sure what to expect, so just like sipping the drink, waiting,
Oh, you
like
just
looking
sit
at you,
still.
looking
I'll
at
do
you
all of it.
expecting.
Okay.
What's that?
You just sit still. Because I don't have it prepped, it's 10 minutes.
Freed has followed behind you, so Empress, you were right there and able to see it.
I crawl up onto Freed's head simply because I can.
Freed thinks this is neat. Also, it feels neat to have a snake crawl up on your head. True facts.
Yes, she is just like in a little coil with her head sticking up, staring at the Saren and Friendly, at Sumosaurus and Friendly.
I spend 10 minutes and will use investiture.
Freed sort of like chats up people like, oh, hey, how's it, you know? Is the social guy trying to make this less awkward for everyone?
With a snake on his head.
It works
And-
here.
And Sumasaur, you can cast command for a while.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's an interesting power. What kind of service do you think requires command?
That's just what I had prepped. Could have given you lots of stuff, but was- you'll be doing fierce battle against the the foes of the world. I
You
grant you
somehow speak
authority.
specifically, but yet not at all.
It's a big crowd. No use broadcasting ourselves, right? Meet me in an hour and a half. Get as drunk as you like. I have a feeling it'll make you better.
Well, it's going to do that anyway.
Right?
Cheers to that.
And I'll just pass
He,
my drink to
he points
Freed.
it. He points at like one of the nearest fans. You remind me when it's an hour from now.
I'll
Throws
just
back
clap
another.
Freed on the back and like, you keep an eye on him. I have to go see if I can sniff out the traitor.
And Freed trades locations with you and is immediately like, "Hi, I wasn't a fan before, but now I'm a fan, and you're so cool." And is just very, fine. Yep, okay. He's like a golden retriever of the Wanari. He's just very happy to see you. He didn't start out life this way. It just happened.
He got hit in the head a lot.
Well, welcome to be. He's very gracious and magnanimous.
So so he's gonna try and talk you up about like fighting styles and hitting things on the head and stuff. Empress, you're in this too. You can potentially converse.
Empress being Empress slides down onto Free.
On his nose?
Yes. Well,
Damn.
snout. And it's
That-
just like, hi.
He kind of picks you up and like holds you out and is like, "That itches." Oh,
She lets out a hissing. I know. That's why I did it.
Sumosaurus, this is Empress. She's also pretty cool. And he removes his hand, trusting that you can fly.
She squeaks, not expecting it, before her flapping her wings and then hissing menacingly at Freed, like, "Don't you dare do that again or I will bite you!"
Isn't she cool?
Oh, Empress.
She looks over and is like, "Hello, don't mind this idiot."
Hey, I
Yes!
resemble that remark.
Well,
She glares at
Empress, we're all idiots in the grand scheme of things. There's so much that we'll never know.
She nods and is like, "This is true. I like you. May I sit on your shoulder?"
Sure.
She flies over to his shoulder and is just like, "Hi," and curls up there in a ball.
Have I received healing since the end of the match?
Nope. You can. You didn't quite get there yet. You've been celebrating. But you have to go back into the... I mean, just so you, like... You'd have to go back into the arena area, but yes, you can receive healing. Just offered.
Okay. I will in the hour and a half time between then and now, I will drink a little more and then go do healing. Walk into the arena. 'Cause, I mean, I had 9 left.
Points.
There we go.
I had 11. I had 11 left. One more good attack and I was done.
You get 13. They're well funded. Let's say there's sponsorships. I don't know. This is really real life, right? Freed will probably not follow you back there. But we have in the next hour, well, we have about an hour and a half worth of game time. Tuesday, what do you do?
I get far less drunk than I was planning. Basically drinking just enough to always have a drink in my hand and not pull attention. And I'm sort of just casing the room and getting an idea of everybody I might be dealing with later. And just, by the time anything goes down, I have worked out exactly how to kill everyone in the room.
You can also, as you're watching this, notice, there are only 2 Winari in the room. If you're watching intensely, they're not going to be too hard to watch what they're doing as well, which will give you additional information.
Yeah. I'm clocking everything. Without looking like I'm clocking everything.
You're just looking cool behind your sunglasses.
Yeah. Well, it's the big 80s reflective. It's yeah. It's those shades. It's those shades from the last edition, the last storyline.
Oh yeah,
Shades that Crowley wears from Good Omens.
What?
Shades that Crowley wears from Good Omens.
Bigger.
Bigger.
He's talking about like this is a look.
Yeah. Like snow goggles for the mall.
Big shades, that's what I thought. I'm sorry, but I love Crowley. He's hilarious.
Why are you apologizing for loving anyone written by Neil Gaiman and played by David Tennant?
I don't know.
Anyway. Friendly.
Hey.
You got an hour to screw everything up. What you doing?
Screwing everything up.
Tell me about it.
Mostly at this point, I'm just surreptitiously watching, just keeping an eye on crowds, seeing if anybody else approaches those 2, and waiting until the appointed hour when I give them the eye and the nod. But before then, I'm just gonna hit up Freed and let him know to gather everybody in our room and give him the key.
So the leader of the orcs, she definitely sees them and then is a little awkwardly trying to figure out how to address it in this very loud room. And eventually says something to her people and stands up and goes to walk over to wherever those 2 are.
I will move to intercept.
She goes, "Oh, pork rind boy."
Yeah, I was hoping to catch you later. They're just minions. Give us a little while. Let it cool down. We'll get you paid.
She distrust, and then her eyes go wide. Anyway, roll deception.
That's dirty 20.
Nice. So her eyes go wide as she realizes you're a traitor to your own people. She is shocked, dismayed, disgusted, and goes back to her table.
I get that a lot. What?
And thus the night passes in drunken revelry, and everybody goes to their rooms, more or less. Tuesday, did you end up getting a room? Or are you just gonna chill in the desert?
I had bought one, but if it's only an hour and a half until stuff happens, I probably don't adjourn yet. I just, when the time comes, I casually work my way over to where he said I needed to be.
So, the rooms, you're on a new map now. The rooms are not near this building. If you look on this map, they are the small buildings that are in the north of the map.
That row of 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's more than that beyond it, but honestly, I just didn't want to copy paste that many times, so. There are only so many of you. This works. The Sumosaurus gets the big one.
What's the big blue area? Is that a lake or
That is an oasis.
an oasis?
Yep, this town is built about an oasis. Water. There are signs that warn in many languages of crocodiles. Maybe not great to go in.
Of course they're crocodiles.
My game, there will be things to fight.
Of course there will be.
So, so each of you, except for Empress, who is riding on the shoulder of the Sumosaurus, are you going to your room before the time period, or are you just going out at the time period?
I'm just going out at the time period.
Friendly? Freed's going to follow your lead.
Oh well, Freed's job is to go ahead and get everybody set for the ambush in our room, and then I will stay until it's time for me to signal them.
Some of that ambush prep is going to be outside of your room because the rooms are so small. They are literally just meant for sleeping in.
I trust the experts to do their thing. But
So,
either way, to set the ambush before I lead them into it.
in that case, Freed is going to try to tag each of you and ask you to meet him at the rooms, and he's going to give one of you 5 minutes and one of you 10 minutes and one of you 8 minutes so that it's slightly staggered. He is not the brightest, but he does understand hit-it tactics.
This is good.
You can have a list of things memorized. It's great. And he will go to, of those, he's going to the furthest 4. So, we're in room number 4. Come meet us there. Each of you, except for, why would he give 3? He would just give 2. Never mind. And, Friendly, he'll let you know as he's on the way out. And, give me a few. We're a little wobble. It's good. It's good times. But yeah, this will be fun. We'll get him up. Great. Hooah! And heads out. You all go meet him out in those time periods? All right.
Once I see everybody leave, I will call out to Rook, my celestial raven, where he is guarding the bush with the buried stuff. Hey, everything great out there?
Everything great.
Great. Do a quick round, and I will communicate the layout. Make sure that everyone's just set, and let me know, and then go back to guarding that bush.
lay out. And he will fly towards that area.
And
It's going to take him a minute to get there, because you was like a 20-minute walk out
no,
was where you buried those books.
He's within 100 or 1,000 feet.
Okay,
I think it's 100.
I think it's 100.
But yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna look through his eyes while he does, and just sort of like nod out for a second by the bar, and then wake back up.
All right. Well, while we set up the map for the ambush, we're going to pause. We'll make this 3 episodes. It's fine. Or maybe we'll just end tonight. I'm fine with either. That said, while we're setting up an ambush in the desert, in the night, in an oasis, with a bunch of interesting creature critters, guess you'll have to find out what happens in the next episode. If you want to see that episode, there's a subscribe button. It's right there. There's a like button. It's right there. They're actually on opposite sides, but hey, you know where they are. You're watching this on YouTube. You know where they are. Thank you so much, however, for watching our slightly entertaining Game Breakers Media Starfall game. I'm Diamond. I'm here with Allison, David, Jocelyn, and Thomas. We're part of Game Breakers. You can head on over to the Game Breakers Media channel and see more. And until then, have a good game.